Okay, so you're okay. So now that we understand where your background is and what inspired you to build Bitcoin private, right? So we have Marco here, right, from the Decred project, and then we have Leon here. These are more technical guys, so they're going to be asking you some questions, right, of what they think, right, some of the technical challenges that you are going to run into, because you're going to be the first project to do an airdrop inwards, where you're airdropping it on top of it instead of like Bitcoin Gold or Bitcoin Cash, where it was, I don't know what the technical term for it. If you know a better one, please correct me.
Fork.
Fork. Yeah. But it's like an outward.
Yeah.
But yours is going in instead. Or
Actually, that is a very interesting concept, and you should. I don't think you have talked about it yet. You should actually explain to people what the inward means.
So, so basically, what we're going to do is fork Z Classic. We're going to create a fork of Z Classic, and that the fork of Z Classic, what it will do is essentially add all of the Bitcoin balances to the Z Classic blockchain. So it will create special blocks that will be fork-only blocks that will only exist during a short fork window period. And so right now there's about 65 million addresses with balances in the Bitcoin blockchain. And so as an example, if we were to put 1,000 new transactions per block, it would take 65,000 special fork blocks, and those would be set to be mined at really low difficulty. So something like less than a second per block or something. We should be able to mine them, and then and there'll be this window where right now I don't know the block height of the Z Classic blockchain, but we'd add an extra 65,000 blocks, and then from there the mining would continue as normal. So that's the basic explanation.
So after that happens, all Bitcoin holders will have a Bitcoin private coin, as long as they go get the wallet and insert their private keys in. Is that correct?
Right? So if you have one Z Classic, you keep your Z Classic, but you also will have a Bitcoin private. And if you have one Bitcoin, you keep your Bitcoin, but you also can go get a Bitcoin private.
So is it a 1-for-1, or is it?
It will be 1-for-1 for everything.
Okay.
so like, let's say that if I own, so just so for clarification, so the audience knows which one we're talking about, I'm just going to refer to the Bitcoin as Bitcoin Core.
Okay.
Just so that everyone,
Sure,
so they can differentiate between Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, and all that, right? So if I
flip some tables first, just to, just for the visual, or
so if I have one Bitcoin Core, I own one Bitcoin Core, and I own one Z Classic, I'm gonna end up with one Bitcoin private over here, and then one Bitcoin private over here. Is that how that works?
No, if you have one Bitcoin Core and one Z Classic, then you would actually get two Bitcoin privates.
Okay.
Right, because you would have one from each.
So you're not concerned about like the price of the value of Bitcoin Core is around like 13,000 right now, and then
I think it went up to 15,000.
Oh, 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
15.
Right. Well, that's good news.
it'll be down again.
And then the value of Bitcoin of Z Classic is, I think the last time I checked was in the low 100s.
$100, yeah.
Right. So you don't have no concerns about the value of it. You're just 1-to-1, and that's it.
Right. Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you want a Bitcoin private, you have two choices. You could buy a $15,000 Bitcoin and you could hold it and then split it later, or you could buy a $100 Z Classic.
Okay.
Right. So, so that's. I mean.
Okay.
That's it's basically.
Okay.